I forgot this isn't live.
We're going live? What?
In 3, 2. I knew of Mark Gilmore before I met him. He was with Local Licks, 98 Rock, and I had just gotten to know Aurora, the all-girl band, girl rock band here in Sacramento, and so through them I learned about Local Licks, and I would listen to it. I would listen to it quite a bit to try to pick up on the local scene. That was something I got into in 2006, and he was larger than life. Anyone that I talked to when I would be at any of the local shows, whether it be at the Boardwalk or Fire Escape or the old Kennel Club, you mentioned Mark Gilmore, and it's, wow, Mark Gilmore, you know, 98 Rock, he's the greatest guy, promotes local music, he's behind you 100% and just larger than life. And I finally met him. It was actually a party at Fire Escape. It was a surprise party for him, and he literally was larger than life. Really tall guy, but really down to earth, which didn't surprise me. It was rather refreshing, actually, to know that someone who's so vast in the music scene and a big supporter of local music could be very down to earth and very humble.
When I first heard about Mark Gilmore was when I was introduced to local music, and I thought he was an icon for local bands because he was the only person at the time on live radio that was playing bands that I was working with and would give them recognition. And I was just extremely impressed at the vast knowledge he had. He didn't just do rock videos, even though he was on 98 Rock. He did all different types of genre of music. So that was my first impression, as I pretty much idolized that dude. Yeah, he did what I wanted to do.
Mark helped out Aurora a lot. We got to go on Local Licks, and we were Band of the Month a couple of times, and it was really awesome. Him bringing us in to get interviewed and just talk about what we're doing and promoting our shows and promoting our CD and just getting out there, getting our name out there. If it wasn't for him, we wouldn't have been able to do what we did, and it was awesome. Also, I have good memories with Mark, you know. I remember when he came to San Francisco with us, when we took a huge Greyhound bus with like 50 of our fans and friends and stuff, and we went to San Francisco, did Battle of the Bands, and that was a ton of fun. He was there along the ride, partying with all of us. It was a blast. So, thank you, Mark Gilmore, for everything. You're the best. Couldn't thank you enough. And you're a great friend, and you're a great person.
I didn't hear of any such a program in Colorado where I had grown up. And so hearing about a radio station actually playing local bands' music was really exciting. And Mark had done so much to support Local Licks and come to all the shows that he could, just help support the bands, play their music, even a few of my tunes. It's just a wonderful, wonderful thing. And when I heard that he wasn't going to be a part of the show anymore, and then the show was discontinued, I found it to be really disappointing, because I felt that Local Licks did a lot to get local music out to the community and to really spread what we're doing, and now without it, I'm afraid that we might not have as much.
There's too many stories. Let's see, one time we had great enthusiasm about one of our songs.
But he had no.
But he had no.
Gravity had no.
Yeah.
Oh, and he really likes Zach's version of the
Yeah.
Courthouse too.
He ran out
Only
some
that
bombers
verse.
in Bakersfield that were bothering us. He told them no, and they went away.
It was good cheer.
The sugar was good.
Big guy said no, though.
No spank, unfortunately, from the bombs, but other than
No
that,
massage?
yeah, no massage. I don't know. There's tons of times we called him when we were going down to Bakersfield, and unfortunately we were going the wrong way. So he told us
Turn
to turn
around now.
Very vehement fashion. We're actually only 10 minutes behind him.
Yeah, we see the signs that
How
say
far from
Reading.
Reading?
The signs say Reading.
Yeah, we were like, how far from Reading? He's at Bakersfield. He didn't like that.
That was a great freak out.
Yeah.
It was a great freak out.
Yeah. It really was how can we fuck with Mark?
Yes.
That really was the whole point of having him be a manager in the band. I mean, it was nice to get shows and stuff, but really it was just about how could we screw with his life.
What about his red boxers in Bakersfield?
Yeah.
That was a good one.
Yeah. That was shocking to us.
You know, I got that out of my
Yeah.
mind. Thanks for bringing it up.
Yeah.
That was awesome. Yeah, very cool.
Managed to get about that?
Yeah, that's impressive.
So, I mean, there's tons of stories that we could say about Mark. Oh, remember when Matt teabagged him down at the
I
Colin?
remember that.
And
On the
yeah,
side of the truck?
that was pretty vicious.
Drink my water.
Wasn't really us. But, yeah, there's tons of stuff. So, you know, we've all had a good time with Mark
Oh yeah.
at parties and stuff.
Yeah. Seen a little more of Mark than
Yeah.
most of
Some of us have seen more of Mark than others.
When he was working with, as a coach for Stairway to Stardom with my son's band, I was also a coach, and we were able to interact together, and he did a good job in getting the kids up to speed in the music scene. He's a great guy, very patient and helpful with the kids, working on songs and brainstorming and guiding them through the process of what it's like to be in a band.
I don't know, Local X was just cool because it was like you could say, hey, my band's getting played on the radio. It was like, it didn't seem like there was any other chance of that happening for us at that moment, especially. So, especially with the recording we had.
Not to mention, you know, a lot. I think there were some bands that shouldn't have been on the radio, but Mark let them have their chance anyhow. Maybe we're included in that, but
that's us.
no. Seriously, without Local X, I think there's going to be a really big void in the local scene that can't be filled unless there is a show like Mark was delivering every week on 98 Rock. And without that, it's going to be a dismal scene. I mean, you find the songs on, you know, Facebook or whatever, but not having the show and the interaction and the interviews, and I mean, he's definitely left a big legacy and really hard shoes to fill if they can be filled at all without him. And I can't say enough about Mark.
Yeah, I think Local Licks gave a lot of the local bands a venue to actually get heard on the radio. There's a lot of people who either can't go out to a local club, they're not familiar with the bands that are playing out there, and that's all the bands in Sacramento that Mark played, and there's people that can't go out there with in today's society. You don't want to really go out and drink and drive, so there's not really a whole lot of chance to listen to a lot of local music, and Mark just afforded all of the local bands an opportunity to have their music heard, and you don't find that anywhere. Mark had a very special show, and there's just not a lot of good music that's being played out there that you hear from new bands. It's the whole new music, new music from bands is kind of dying off. Everything's American Idol, and even half of what they play are remakes from older songs from the 70s or 60s. And so to hear your own band being played with totally brand new music, you could as a someone who writes music, you could write a song, get it recorded, and say, hey Mark, play this on the radio, and you could have it heard on the radio in a month's time. And that's unheard of anywhere in the United States, and we're probably on the planet. So the for lack of a better way of putting it, the service that Mark provided for local musicians to have their music be put out there is just invaluable, and the loss of that just can't be measured. And I don't really mean to sound melodramatic about that, but as someone who, Mark has played our songs a couple of times on the radio, and it's just creates just a huge void that can't be filled, and thank God for Mark. He actually went out and talked to the local bands, got to know us, and actually stepped up and said, hey, I'm on the radio, and I'm going to give these people a voice. And just the loss of that is like I said, it just can't be measured. It's very sad.
Definitely going to be missed.
Thank you, Mark.
Thank you, Mark.
Hey Mark, this is Marco from Backstage Pass, and I just wanted to say congratulations. I wish you all the best. I'll never forget the first time we actually met, and I saw this gigantic guy that just towered over me, and I thought, oh my god, I'm totally intimidated, and you ended up being like this wonderful personality that I got to know. The work that you've done and the support you've given Sacramento and the music scene, you keep it going. You have a lot of love and friends behind you, and you know, honestly, I feel honored and privileged to have gotten to know you, and looking forward to better times. And yep, I'm still wearing my stunner glasses, and if everyone's wondering whether I'm hungover on this Sunday morning or whether or not I'm hiding from INS, hey, that's for everyone else to figure out. Otherwise, Mark, I love you, buddy. Take care, and I'll see you soon.
We're out here on an almost rainy day for our second Change for Change concert. It's a benefit concert. And this benefit concert would not have happened if in spring, when I approached Mark Gilmore, he hadn't been so willing to share his resources, his wisdom, and his heart with us to help make a world impact difference in Tanzania, East Africa, where we're building a school. Our school is geared around preventing childhood slavery, where 8-year-old Maasai girls will not be traded and swapped for cattle. Instead, they'll be sent to school and educated. We thank you, Mark Gilmore. We pay tribute to you, and we let you know that you have made a difference around the world.